from crazy boredom to real inspired states of excitement, and then to boredom again, and then back to inspired, and then back to boredom. How about you?
I'm kind of the same way. At one point, I thought I'd set up a boxing ring in my house and just let my kids duke it out.
As long as you live stream it and let people place bets.
Well, naturally, you got to make money off it, right? Of course.
Well, we got to look for other streams of income, that's for sure.
I saw a video on your Facebook page of your daughter complaining that you're cleaning too much.
Yeah, she had to hold an intervention. In fact, she actually used these words, "Dad, come here. It's an emergency." So, of course, I dropped what I'm doing, and she started, and I'm like, oh, I better be recording this. So I just put the phone down, and I just caught kind of the tail end. But it was pretty funny for me to just sit back and let my 4-year-old tell me what's up.
That's amazing. I think it begs the question, like, how crazy have you been getting with trying to keep everything clean at home?
Well, see, I don't think that crazy. But, of course, that's what someone with an addiction would say. Somebody in complete denial would say. I think my home is, on a scale of 1 to show home, maybe a little bit past show home. It's spick and span. Like I'm pretty proud of it, but at the same time, I think I need to spend more time with my kids and start playing with them more so that I can call another family emergency.
That's fair. How's the toilet paper situation at the Kissel household? Is that all right?
Oh, 100%. See, I never thought that it was that big a deal. Like everybody is so infatuated with this whole toilet paper shortage and stuff like that. But oh man, we've got toilet paper, we've got paper towel, we've got Kleenex boxes. Like we're going to be totally fine if this thing lasts a year. We'll be fine.
Is there anything that you didn't realize that you go through a lot? Like, is there something you think like, oh my God, the Kissel household always needs to make sure we have lots of blank?
Oh, that's a great one. I was just talking to my wife about that today. Eggs. I didn't realize that we went through that many eggs, because it's not that we eat eggs, but we cook with eggs all the time. So usually I'm on the road, so I don't realize that Cecilia and the kids are always at the grocery store at least getting another dozen eggs. Whereas I bet you we go through a dozen eggs every 2 days, if not a dozen eggs a day.
What are you guys making with the eggs?
Just everything, cakes and baking, and now we're blowing out eggs so that we can make Easter something or other, some kind of crafts, and it's so much so that I literally was on Facebook advertisements looking for people who have hens that lay eggs, and I was thinking about building a chicken coop in my backyard. How hillbilly is that?
That's amazing. Well, we know it would be very clean either way, so you definitely take care of those chickens.
I would, and we had chickens going up on the farm and stuff like that. I was in 4-H, so we had pheasants and chickens, and we had to, obviously do our best to take care of our cattle and all of our animals. But those were some very, very good memories. But then again, this is kind of a weird thing. I don't want to get too morbid, but there's been a lot of coyotes kind of around the Edmonton area, just kind of taken back over the city because nobody's around. So I don't want no coyote to get in my backyard, because if that happens, I'm going to go full Rambo on in my backyard.
Hey, I know all about the coyote thing. My in-laws live in Camrose, so I know all about the coyote issues. So I feel you there, brother.
Exactly. It's a very Alberta thing that we're going through right now, and I got to abide by the city bylaws and everything like that, not go to the gun safe and go full hunter on a coyote if he's going after my chickens. But that's neither here nor there. I don't even have the chickens yet. I just know I'm going through a lot of eggs.
There we go. Well, let's get into something that you are doing, your live streams. I've been really enjoying watching them, the Cooped Up concert series and the other live streams you've been doing. What's it been like for you?
It's been a lot of fun. It's a great creative outlet for a guy like me to get a chance to play music and at least interact with my fan base, even though it's through a phone or a computer screen. But that was one of the saddest things for me, with COVID-19. And don't get me wrong, my job is very, very, very low on the totem pole, maybe not even existent, compared to the first responders and people who are working on the front lines. That being said, I was sad to not have an opportunity to go out and play anymore. And it looks like more and more of our shows are canceling, as we look further down the calendar. However, getting a chance to, set up my phone and play great covers, great requests, and a bunch of kind of deep cuts has been a real saving grace for me, so I don't go full crazy. I can still have an outlet to play music and still entertain in my own little way.
Have you played any covers so far that you think, maybe when things get back to normal, this is one I'll do in like a live show. This is one I'll make part of my repertoire.
That's a great question. But for me, to be honest, I know so many covers and I love so many artists that our live show always has a bit of an element of spontaneity to it, where I can truly just pull something out of my hat or out of, 5 generations ago of country music, and my band is so good that we can play it and nail it for the most part. So there's nothing that will surprise them if I just think of a song maybe from Ronnie Millsap or Merle Haggard or Charlie Major or Enrique Iglesias. Somebody asked me to play Hero by Enrique, and I'm like, this actually is a really good song. It could be made country. So nothing surprises me, but you just got to come to a live show and figure out where my mood is and where the mood of the crowd really is.
So if I go back through the videos, is there a Brett Kissel cover of Hero by Enrique Iglesias?
No, because it was live, but
okay.
So it's not saved. But I texted my band members on our group chat and said, guys, that turned out to be great. Did you see me on live? And of course, they don't watch me live. If they don't have to watch me, they ain't going to watch me. That being said, I said, boy, we need to cover Enrique. So we've got this a cappella app, and I think we're going to see if we can post something like that and see how many views we can get doing something pretty fun and out of the ordinary.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's cool to see like you and there's a lot of other artists who are just trying to find creative ways to continue making music and keeping fans entertained and in a larger sense kind of distracted.
Exactly. I think that we've got a bit of a social responsibility as entertainers and artists to do something that is going to bring positivity to everybody's, screens. If they spend 5 seconds on Twitter or 5 seconds on the news, it's pretty negative out there. And we get it, and I don't want to discount that, but distracting people from that for at least a half an hour or a 3-minute song is something that I take very, very seriously and as a role that I want to take on maybe for the rest of my life, to do that as an entertainer, not get involved in the politics of things, but get involved in, changing the narrative, making sure everybody feels good, feels safe, feels happy, and feels normal, whether it's for a 2-hour concert or a 3-minute song.
The Cooped Up concert series is, you can find it easily on Brett Kissel's Facebook page and throughout his other social media channels as well. Brett, thank you so much for doing this, and, stay safe and stay home. All right, brother?
Well, thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you on Instagram and Facebook. I'm certain of it. We'll talk to you soon, okay?